Hey, Ameerah, what's going on? This is Rob Cesternino, Brian Cohen for Rob Has a Podcast. Ameerah, sorry to see you go on the challenge in the last night's first battle that we got to see. Um, how frustrating was this experience to go through to come to the challenge and then get thrown in so early on?
It was extremely frustrating. I was upset and in my feelings a lot in the beginning, but yeah, I was ticked. I mean, I did not, this is not how I wanted to go out, especially in the very first one. Are you kidding me? I'm like, you train for, you're training for this thing. Like you're getting ready and then you just go there and then like it's over immediately.
Was there any level of frustration when we see how the second deliberation goes down and like the rookies have this revolt against the veterans? Was there any now looking back like, what the hell? Where was this support for me? Where was this in the first deliberation? Why didn't they have my back as much as they had everyone else's?
No, because it's different teams. So I already knew how the green team was riding. That was my team. We were all on the same page from the jump. The blue team, um, while I knew like the Alyssas were riding for the rookies, the other ones like they went over to the vet side. They were like, whatever you say, they bended very quickly. And so it's different teams have different goals. The green team was always going to put in the vets if we won. I mean, disregarding Amanda and Wes, but the rest of us, we were all like, okay, this is what we're going to do. So and that's why we did it. Even when we voted, we were voting in vets. So
Yeah. So Ameerah, you were part of the group that Tiffany ended up talking about in the second episode of all of a lot of the women between the shows of Survivor and Big Brother.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Were you part of the alliance that Tiffany had outlined of being across a lot of the different shows with Survivor and Big Brother?
Yes, exactly. Yep. So a lot of us we're already friends. So and that's the thing with this show is like we already been on different shows, so we know we already have like our groups, our friends, and so yeah, I already was working with Alyssa's, Chanel. Once I got there, I met Michaela. And we immediately bonded, and we had a goal of taking out the vets. So yes, I was in that group.
Where did you get the sense of where like Fessel coming in? He's obviously Big Brother original, but he's been on the challenge a lot more. Do you think where do you get a sense of like some of those people that have been on the challenge, but also coming from the CBS world? Were they more with your side of like wanting to overthrow like the challenge vets, or did you get a sense that they more wanted to work with those challenge vets that they kind of had that history with?
I got the sense that they were going to play the middle as long as they possibly could, which respect, I would have done the same thing. Fessy, I remember he was wearing like Crocs one day and they had the MTV pin on it. And I'm like, I don't see no CBS pin on there. I know where it's going. So Fessy, he doesn't, even though he came from CBS and he's from Big Brother, he doesn't know us. He knows them. So I feel like he would be more inclined to work with people that he actually knows, whether they're on his side or not. He knows how they play, and he knows that they need him as a number because there's only six of them. So I feel like he was going to more so go with that side of the house.
Ameerah, we didn't get to see too much of the drama at the house during the first couple nights of the challenge. Can you give us a little bit more of a sense of like what was the vibe at the house and what was going on there?
Obviously my vibe was quite different than everyone else's. Everyone else, it was party time. So everyone is just drinking a lot in the sauna. People are in the hot tub. People are in the, in the pool. Everybody is just having the time of their lives. So, um, that's what I would say. Everyone was just having a lot of fun. That's all that they were really doing. And then there's me running around like a chicken with its head cut off, like trying to get everyone to vote in boys.
There was none of that in the Big Brother house the first week. There's not a lot of drinking and partying and doing all that. Very, very different.
No, a Big Brother, they get like one bottle of champagne. They're like, all right, for all 16 of you, let's go. They're like, okay, here's my swig.
Ameerah, do you have any theories about why was your name the name that ended up coming up?
I was the only rookie girl on my team. So once they decided that they were going to go ahead and vote in green, I knew that, you know, I know why they did it. They can say, oh, I didn't have a relationship with her. That's fine. And it's true. But I'm the only rookie. And that's how the way they played it. We've all seen the way they've been playing the games over the years. We know what their move is.
So your elimination loss to Michelle was very, very close. I think it was like 15 or 16 balls separated you two. Looking back, do you think there was anything like a tactic or something you were doing that made you do better later on that maybe you wish you did earlier? Like, what do you think caused you to like such a close loss? Like, is there anything you think you could have done a little bit better to get you over the hump there?
I felt like I did the best that I could. I really tried. I was going hard the whole time. I didn't get tired. The only thing that affected me was the breathing. It's so cold out. It's 30 degrees outside. The water is freezing cold, and I'm just getting dunked nonstop. And so I've never done a cold plunge before. If I could do it all over again before the show, I'd probably do a few cold plunges. But other than that, I was just going. I mean, I didn't stop. They told us that we could if we needed a break, let them know, and they would just hold us. Neither me nor Nichelle did. We just kept going the entire time. So I really do feel like I did the best that I could.
Can you talk a little bit about the challenge that you all went through with carrying the heavy statue? Because it looked like there was a couple of points where things got like really dangerous in terms of those statues just being out of control.
Yeah, it's funny because like Wes told us like, oh, those statues aren't going to be that heavy, and then we all, they get lifted, and everyone's like, oh, these things are very heavy. So in the second round, you're able, when you get the puzzle, you're able to put it in a wagon. But you're going downhill for a portion of it. So I can't remember what team's wagon got loose. Somebody's wagon got loose. I can't remember who it was at that point, but people were getting like trampled over it. People were in the way. People were yelling, watch out, because it was just a free for all. It was a mess. It was just, everyone was just going as fast as they could, knocking people over. It didn't matter if you were in the way, you were in the way, and you were getting ran over.
And I think you and Amanda were tasked to like follow the symbols and memorize the code. Like, so what went wrong there? That was it mostly Amanda symbols or like a combination? Like, what went wrong in like the symbol portion of that daily?
So there was 3 rounds. First one, me and Amanda were on the symbols. The last one, me, Amanda, and Desi did it. And then the second round, they needed my help to do the wagon. So I wasn't memorizing symbols anymore. So all on Amanda. Amanda told, before we go in this, we all go around the room, we all within the green team, and tell our strengths, and Amanda's was puzzles. And so I think the rest of us felt pretty confident with Amanda running it. I will say though, it ended up being more. So the first round there was like, say there was 5 symbols. The second round there was more symbols. And so it ended up being more than I think all of us thought there were. And so there should have been more than maybe 1 to 3 people also looking, or 2 to 3 people also looking at symbols instead of having it all on Amanda.
How was it meeting up with the MTV vets? I know you know so many of the Survivor and Big Brother people, but were they standoffish when they got to the house, or they were ever, open arms for the newcomers?
I don't want to say they were open arms, but they were definitely loud, fun, talking that, they were very talkative, very confident. But they weren't like, hey, let's work together. They were just like, hey, let's have an amazing time. Let's drink. Let's have fun. But definitely a different vibe with CBS players versus the MTV ones. They're a little crazy. They're a little wild and crazy.
When TJ was pulling the names out of the hopper for team captains, were you hoping to see your name picked there? And did you already have in mind of people you were hoping to be drafted?
I didn't have anything in mind, but I know that I would have crafted a pretty solid team. Yeah, I wanted to get picked once he said that. I was like, come on, let's go.
What would your strategy have been in terms of the draft?
Spreading out my friends to other teams and people that I didn't feel confident with, putting them on my team.
It's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Did you have any expectations of like what type of challenges and how physically demanding the show has been? Like, what was your experience before this of the challenge and what to kind of expect going into it?
I would say it was what I expected. I knew that the challenges were going to be hard. I only participated in 1 challenge and it was hard, but it was what I expected. I felt like I could keep up. I knew it was going to be a lot of endurance. So that's what I trained for before I went out here. I was like, it doesn't matter what the challenge is, as long as you can keep up, you're going to be fine. And so that was my whole thing. Training is like endurance. And that's what it came down to when we were out there, was just because we're running for a long time. They're obviously squeeze it into a long time, but we're running up hills and down, like we're running a lot. So I would say it was what I expected. It was hard.
Ameerah, is there anything else that you want the fans to know about your time on the challenge?
It was fun. I would do it again. I wish that I could have stayed longer. I also wish that the first challenge didn't happen so soon. I mean, literally, I think it was the second day. Like, we literally move in, and then the next morning, it's like, okay, boom, let's go do this challenge. So I wish there was a little more time to mingle and really form alliances before it all starts. So it's pretty much like a free-for-all at first.
Okay. All right. Ameerah, thank you so much for jumping on with us. Sad to see you go. All the best outside the show, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.